Designing Arts, 6th grade, brainstorming day number 2. I thought real quick before we got started with your brainstorming that you could look at some professional examples, and maybe this might encourage you to, on one of your own designs. Not only has these companies spent practically hundreds of thousands of dollars developing these logos exactly the way they are, they've spent millions of dollars so you can recognize them. I've often said to kids, if I just show them like one real quick second of this, I think a lot of you would remember what was up there because they kind of imprint into the brain. Now, what makes them so nice? Well, first of all, they do an excellent job with their branding. For example, FedEx wants to be a serious company that you can trust with your package. They didn't want it to be fun. They didn't want to be, any extras they took away. So all of their letters are nice and straight and clean, and everything is lined up and touching, and that gives you a sense of security and it's very, very trustworthy. And these colors are dark and serious and not very saturated. They're kind of muted a little bit just to show strength and integrity. And another cool thing about this logo is there's a arrow in it. A lot of people don't see that arrow, but once you see that arrow between the E and the X there, trust me, you're going to see it over and over again. It's going to be hard not to see, and kind of one of those unique qualities of those logos. The Big Ten came out with this logo a couple years ago. I thought it was really neat because it says big and 10 at the same time. By using those big school letters, the I becomes a 1, and I think it says both of those things, which is really good and simple and clean. I can't emphasize that a lot. The second day of brainstorming, I think you want to simplify things up. Even this one that's supposed to be, Baskin-Robbins wants to be fun. So here are some fun things about their logos. They have pink, they have light blue, it's tilted, the whole thing is tilted, and we have these nice little circles in the word Baskin-Robbins and the triangles there, and they kind of bounce up and down like the words are kind of having a party right there, and they're dancing, and it's unlike the FedEx. It's very different. I like to show this one because some of you have like maybe long names or two names or a couple parts of your pop can designs, and remember to keep one thing really simple. In this case, pool is the biggest thing you see. Service and solution comes later, and that's okay. That's not as important. If I'm driving down the highway and I see this sign, I want to know that's the place to go get my pool stuff. And then later, I figure, oh, they do service and solution. It's not an accident that this bottom line right here lines up with the top of that arrow, and then the side of this arrow that lines up. It's it's very simple. And here's a good example of, I should say, a bad example and a good example. I can't believe that Knight's shipping company had this logo for years, and then they came up with this one, and once you saw the new one, I couldn't believe how much better it was than this one. Even though you think this realistic horse, kind of the vignette of this realistic horse would be really good, real, and it's probably right from a photograph. You can't get any more real than that, but yet this describes horse so much better. Just the simple version of that, horse head right there, and it's kind of plays with this negative positive. So we have the mask of the knight right there, and like his pole coming up. You don't see a hand, you don't see the body. It's really simple. It's clean. I see the K. It's the right font for making it look older with these serifs on the end. This looks like the Renaissance Festival came to Kmart. It just even it has more black in there. It just has that one black at the top. You'd think it would be better, but it's not. It's confusing. And I always say, you shouldn't show the horse's butt in your logo. It just all these things work better. A lot of kids don't realize that they recognize Under Armour, but they very seldom recognize that it's a U and an A put together for Under Armour. Kind of a neat logo, a nice simple logo. I like this one. You may not recognize this one, but I like how they pitted the letters to look like Mr. Outdoor, so it's really rough, and usually a piece sticking out like his foot down here is the wrong thing to do. It looks like I wouldn't do that, but what's really cool about this design is it really makes me want that guy to take that next step, and by making that kind of I'm almost call it a mistake or breaking the rules by having that foot stick out. It causes us to want that guy to climb up, and I think that's a real clever logo. Many times it's the breaking of the rules that catches your eye and makes it unique. Like, for example, someone put circles under the L's in family. Well, that doesn't make sense unless you realize, oh, it's a family, a mom, a dad, and a kid. Or marriage, actually, these letters look better with that R twisted around. And what a great symbol of marriage. Those R's look like they're kissing and holding hands. And, oh, isn't that nice? It's kind of a cool logo. It's the word 8 with the letters made out of the number 8 cut up and then put on side. Very fun, very unique. Takes a second kind of to read, but that's okay. So you reduce the readability of this, but it's worth it when you get the cleverness of this design. Here's one you see all the time, and you may not think about. But Amazon wanted to say they have everything from A to Z. They started with books, but now they have pretty much everything. But it's also a really unique arrow because it's also a smile. The way it hits that W up, or the Z up there, kind of bends that up. That's very clever. Nicely done. Now, I've heard that Milwaukee Brewers don't even have this logo anymore, but I always liked how the glove looked like an M and a B, and with the baseball in the center. Kind of a play on those terms back and forth. And I forget where I got this one, but I just love the colors in there. It really makes those wings look like they're buzzing. And then the thin, those little tiny points and those thin letters there. This is just bugs me like a real mosquito would. And when you get that, can you get those letters and those images to just give you a feeling, you're successful. This one works on 3 levels. Northwest Airlines. It looks like an N right here, and then it looks like a W with a part of it's gone. So you see the W kind of finishing up with that arrow, but it doesn't line up right here. Well, the reason it doesn't line up is this is also a compass, and that's an arrow, and it's pointing to northwest. Another clever logo for Orange Cat Design. I love how they were able to take an O and a C and create a cat out of it. Just those 2 little ears and extending the C on like that, and the way they lined up the studios, right, the same size as the circle and the C, and then Orange Cat at the bottom a little bigger. Just well done. But you'd expect that from a design studio, I guess. Vizio is kind of fun because this is supposed to represent a analog symbol going into a digital symbol. So the 2 different types of TVs and computers, and although today now everything's digital, so you could probably change their logo. Artipus, very elegantly done, because it's a design company too. It's not really about octopuses, but that little clever twirl right there looks like an octopus. It didn't have 8 legs, doesn't, just the kind of the basic shapes of it. And if I could be so bold to show on a couple of my own designs, to put these with these professionals, maybe it's not appropriate, but I did this logo for the Columbus Ultimate Disc Association, and they do Ultimate Frisbee. And I realized when I was doing the logo that I was trying to make a big basic shape. So I did the circle and I kind of blocked it off on the square to make the C. And I went, oh, if I turn that, it becomes a U, and then a D, and if I turn it upside down, it's an A. And then that's a great place to put these cutout images of people playing Ultimate Frisbee. So kudos. They like that design a lot. It went on their shirt a couple years, even though it was only intended to go 1 year, and then it ended up being their logo for a few years. So I was really proud of that. And students at Park Street will probably recognize this because you see it on your agenda book every day. It's been around since we started the school, but that's one of my designs. I was able to, because I was here at the start of the school, I was able to put input into that, and that was kind of fun. We wanted an elegant, logo that showed, higher learning. We kind of separated ourselves from the elementary schools. So we made it a little serious, and I don't know why the committee picked those colors, but I like those colors. They seem very smart, and we're going for smart, so hopefully our kids are smart. But anyways, that is some professional logos, and a couple of mine put in there, and I just wanted you to see those. So maybe today you've got some good designs. You're not sure where to go with them. Take one and really clean it up. Make it simplify the colors, push it together. Just maybe make small changes, and I think that you will be more successful. That's it. Thank you.